So, Mana Spark. Ever heard of it? Indie project? High difficulty ceiling? 8-bit? Finished. So a while back, a DLC adding a bunch of stuff and a new character was released for $4. Not a big ask, game was $10 and I got it on sale. So I ball up $4 and toss it at Doug Bowser's workers' wallets, and he yeets the DLC right back to me. I load up the newly bought update to see if the character is, busted and can net me an easy win, but a puppy, a wolf with a note in its mouth, is now perched within my encampment, making me think, damn, another one found me. I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. I read the note expecting to see Owo speak, and am instead met with a distress call from a naturalist claiming this is her dog. I breathe a small sigh of relief until I realize, wait, the situation is so dire that you couldn't even deliver my DLC characters safely? Look, I do what I can. Note in hand, I set out to try and find out where the hell this newbie is and how even they fell off course looking for safety. I stumbled about the forest as Jessica, whom I freed from the eye stalks of the knowledge, until I found a strange orb suspended by a plant stalk. Considering I'd never seen it before, I jumped to the conclusion of this being some kind of clue of some sorts. So I went against my instincts and touched it. I read the note attached to it first, and then I touched it. And apparently this triggered some sort of ambush. Enemies spawned in. They usually don't have to do that. They're usually kind of just bulling around in the area already. So for the first time, I see enemies porting in from somewhere. Dispatching the ambush as quick as I can, I return to the orb and pick it up off the ground, thinking, this looks evil as fur. So I pack it into my bag and expect the worst while I trounce about looking for... Oh. Well, this wasn't here before either. A little help here, love. So Galliana explains that whatever blight the monsters are using is affecting the flora differently, and she was researching how. Till she got bagged mid-squat in a bush, dragged to the buried tunnels, and thrown into this Repulsa plant cosplaying as Barney the Purple Dinosaur. You're gonna need some dark magic equivalent to provoke it. You mean like this magic orb? Okay. Now to kill it. I off the plant and release our new friend, informing her of where the encampment is.
Sick. I got it.
And then I promptly die within the very next room. This wasn't on purpose, this is just because I suck. So on the bright side of this immediate fail, other than your entertainment, is now we can access the naturalist skill set. So it's kind of mid. Right out the gate, you have your boomerang and your dog, Biska. Biska will just pick an enemy and full sprint to start chomping. This dog uses bite more than a Pokemon trainer with a Mawile, and she just destroys enemies off rip. It may take a sec, but they'll rip and tear, tooth and claw until the room's done. Now on to you. The boomerang kinda sucks. Sure, the archer you start off with has to re-noose his arrows, the hunter you find after killing the knowledge has low health, and the warrior you find in a puzzle dungeon has a sword equaling the one edge you started out with in favor of damage, but your projectile timer lasts longer than the boomerang being out. You throw the boomerang, it comes back. You wait a whole nother second, and then you can throw it again. This defeats the purpose of having a boomerang, which is meant to return to you to immediately be thrown again. On top of that, your dodge does piss all. You go nowhere, and you still have the get-up delay. I gave her a few runs thinking, you know what, Eldritch Sack 647 could just be a game purist. I figured out how to play Wyatt when given 2 projectile characters. I can use a projectile tamer. And I got my boomerang shoved into places I didn't even know were orifices on the body. Meanwhile, if I didn't die, my dog was doing all the fucking work, while I was too busy whiffing with the boomerang or dealing piss poor damage with it.
This boomerang is...
Now, before you get on your high horse about how I hate DLC characters, now I need to go back to Smash Bros. And maybe laugh instead of complaining about having to figure out arcade inputs, forcing me to look at an input chart whenever I want to play $5.99 in the collective. But I actually like DLC. I think it's kind of bullshit that a good chunk of content can be, locked behind a paywall, but I do like having extra good content, thrown at games that I like. I'm not the only person that thinks this. Somebody on Steam agrees with me. The topic of this new character being kinda mid is a whole Steam discussion. I looked this up before I decided to even try and get her. Mostly because I was looking for tutorials but couldn't find anything. Granted, it's an indie project that finished production, added a DLC, and has borderline no spoken tutorials. So that means I can give my opinion and not get sacked for it in my tutorial. In case you missed the subtle hints as to where each character is, the Hunter Jessica is freed once you beat the Area 1 boss, the Knowledge, who's literally a beholder. And Wyatt the Warrior, you literally just find Bullet in a cage locked behind a fire puzzle. And again, you have 2 projectile characters to work with. If you bought the DLC, you probably have 3 projectile characters to work with, so you'll figure out the puzzle, trust me. Meanwhile, Galliana is locked behind a mid-boss. Just a mid-boss. Notice, the level of difficulty in gathering our 4 heroes lowers as you go. I wonder why. Well, until whenever I post next, according to all known laws of magic, the human body shouldn't be able to produce mana.